We are live, straight politicking on y'all, and this just so happens to be episode 100. And I appreciate all the people in Southern California, Los Angeles area for tapping in with straight politicking, and especially the other people who tap in from the other 49 states, and of course all you people that are tapping in from around the world, Europe, Africa, and Asia. I'm sitting here with my co-host from the I. He is from Inglewood, always up to no good. Munchie B is in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. Make sure you tap in with me there. And if you're listening to us on the audio platform, especially if you're on Apple, leave us a rating and a review. You can even ask a question on there. And I promise, if you leave a question on the Apple Podcast Network, I will ask it on our next episode. And man, Munchie B, these internet YouTube streets are just getting uglier and uglier.
Hmm.
And I'm almost ready to retire, bro. I really am.
Nah, you one of the big dogs. Yo, your jersey gonna be in the Raptors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just tired of dealing with all the BS on here. People making up stuff. I miss the good old days. I miss the good old days when it was just a handful of platforms.
Hmm. What you consider the good old days? It wasn't the propaganda and the running plays. The
Didn't exist.
right.
Did not exist.
Hmm.
It didn't come in until after COVID. I would say 2020 is when that really took a turn.
Yeah, somebody ushered it in.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta. Yeah.
It was single-handedly ushered in.
Right.
And then, of course, all the minions that follow that person just, followed.
Right.
And then where we're at. It's been a good, Sam, we're in 2026. So it's been a good 6 years. I say a good 5 years because it really started to elevate like 2022, 2023. And then the last couple of years, it's just been horrible.
Hmm. I could agree.
So, yeah, I do miss from 2010 to 2019, it was beautiful. That 10-year run was beautiful,
Hmm.
and then even the early 2000s, YouTube didn't become a thing until '05. But even from like you take '05 to 2010, that 5 years was cool. But there was who was really stirring up drama in that '05 to 2010 period. And I used to say, damn, this dude.
Soldier Boy.
Nah, not someone from our area, from our city.
Cool.
I used to be like, damn, this dude, he's a rapper, but then he's also stirring up a little drama here and there. It was minimal, it was minor, but it stood out.
Oh, Bosco.
Nah, it was Spider. It was Spider.
Nah.
Spider was always in a little bit of conflict, a little bit of drama.
I guess I wasn't paying attention to Spider on that side of things. I was more so.
Look, he went viral on two incidences between that 2005 2010 period. The one where apparently Lil Wayne and what's his name? Um, who's the head of the record label over there where Lil Wayne is at?
Birdman.
Birdman. I can't believe I forgot Birdman's name. Lil Wayne and Birdman allegedly were in these SUVs, and it was Spider Loc and 40 Glock out there pressing the line. They were recording. They put that on YouTube. This is in that area from '05 to 2010, and that was one of the biggest viral things at that time.
Hmm.
And then he was involved in another thing with Big Face from Cedar Block when he got into it with White Boy. Apparently,
No, he didn't get into a white boy.
no,
Spider didn't.
no, Spider didn't. Big
Okay.
Face got into it with White Boy
Right.
over, I guess, either Spider Loc video or something.
Having them over there.
And they had a camera going when White Boy dropped Big Face, and of course, what did Spider Loc do with it?
Put it out there.
He went straight to the internet, and he took a lot of criticism for that because that was Pyru business, and you got Spider Loc from East Coast, blasting it out. So nah, that was I would say minor. It was minor stuff.
Nah. Well, you got to give him the title of being the original clout chaser, right? Because if these people welcome you in their community, and Crips ain't usually over there filming and being welcome to film in a community. Somebody allowed you to do that. This dude didn't do nothing wrong to you. no bad blood at all. It's caught on camera with him getting put down, and you put it out there. I don't what would be your purpose of doing that?
Well, I could tell you
Do
this.
you think he monetized off that?
No, I was about to say, during those years, Google wasn't even in ownership of YouTube. I think Google was in they were transitioning from whoever owned YouTube originally, it was like these two dudes, to Google taking it over. And once Google took it over, that's when the monetization was added in. So I'm not sure if those clips were even monetized.
So you did that for free. You did some genuine things for free. Okay, then the first one was what?
The first one, I don't know which one came
Oh,
first.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I don't know which one came first. And with
Li-
40 Glock.
Lil Wayne allegedly being in a truck.
Yeah.
And it said, so I heard he wasn't even in there.
I don't know what the facts are in that.
Okay.
But I do know that those two cars kind of stopped. They got whoever was in them was nervous. 40 Glock and Spider had them spooked, and they put that out there, and it went big.
And all this is because of the bar Subu gang. And if you ain't in it, then you in the food. Hold on, Subu gang. And if you ain't with it, then you in the food chain. So in they narrow minds, when I say they, I mean Spider Loke and 40 Glock, they took that as a diss towards Crip because they said you're in the food chain. Now that's not what that mean. That mean you just on the menu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you up for grabs. You know what I mean? You fish food. Like, you know what I mean? So they flipped that and said he was disrespecting Crip. Talking about Lil Wayne. And they took the opportunity to walk up to a random truck, whether he was in there or not. You know what I'm saying? Hey, beating on it. Hey, get out. What's up with that food gang chain? And record it. The original clout chaser.
Well, I would say that he was one of the original dudes that was putting out quote unquote viral content because I think both those clips got 1 million views. And even back then, it was not easy to get 1 million views.
If that's how you want to put it.
Yeah,
I call it clout chasing. I mean, you're not even monetizing off of neither.
well, most of us weren't monetized. When I first started dropping interviews and clips on YouTube, I wasn't getting no money for it. It was just a way to establish yourself in this space. This is what I do. This is, I'm one of the few who do it. You were just building your name. Just like, hey, Instagram, most people on Instagram ain't making no money. There is some payout, but for the most part, it's pennies on Instagram. It's just a way to build your name. So I guess we all chasing a little bit of
No,
clout.
no.
We all chasing a little bit of clout,
No,
Munchie.
no. I'm not a clout chaser. No.
I think the word clout chaser does have a negative connotation, but
Yeah.
when you're building your name, you're building your brand, you're building your position online, that requires a certain amount of clout chasing, but not in the negative way, you know, in the more positive way. Like, hey, if I'm trying to get the interview of this dude over here in Long Beach, this guy over here in Inglewood, I'm trying to get that interview over there in Nickerson Gardens. I mean, you could define that as a clout chasing
No.
activity. I'm trying to build the resume.
You trying to get a good interview out of these guys. Because if they wasn't notable people, you wouldn't even want to speak to them or cover them.
Because this word clout chasing has become it's become a negative term with the internet. Prior to the internet, it was always important. Like, oh, that guy over there, he's got a lot of clout. He's got,
No. Okay, to have clout
Yeah.
is a cool and a good thing. To chase the clout,
But you
because most people that obtain reputations and clout, they don't even do it on purpose.
but clout doesn't just show up on your lap. You have to do something to go get it. You got to earn it. You got to build something. So like every billionaire is a ruthless, cutthroat type of business person. You don't become a billionaire by being a nice guy. So there's a level of chasing something to get something. But I understand that today, man, saying clout chasing is a diss.
It's horrible to be a clout
Yeah.
chaser. Is horrible.
Yeah. But prior to the internet, especially prior to YouTube, people who had clout, who built themselves up, who had to chase whatever they had to chase, they were respected.
Clout chaser. Mayweather has clout. So if I do something stupid involving Mayweather, trying to attach myself to him. I'm clout chasing.
Hey, boxers are the epitome of clout chasing.
No, that's not clout chasing. Because if you're going for the belt, the person that got it, you want what he got. That clout chasing can be considered clout chasing when it comes to sports.
Yeah, but the up and coming boxer has to get in the camera. Yeah, man, I want to fight such and such. Yeah, I think I could whip his
That's
ass.
not clout chasing.
You know, oh,
Nah, that's calling them out for the fade. That's the sport. That's how that go.
well, in boxing, I would put that in the category. You chasing you chasing this other guy's clout. He got the belt. You want to get the belt, and you do whatever you got to do.
That's not clout chasing.
All right, man.
It's not, man. You gotta clout chasing is a negative thing. Period. If Alex Alonso is established, he been here before YouTube, and this dude that's crawling out the crevices. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack Alex Alonso so everybody can notice me, and say fictitious things or even point out negative things. That's clout chasing.
Well, I think that
You have no reason to even do this. Well, why not just do your content? Like he'd have a reason to record or put out there that you know that he had a personal incident with his homie, big face and white boy, and you put it out and it was none of your business to do it. You had nothing to gain from it.
yeah, well, that I just brought that up because during that 2005 to 2010 period, it wasn't the way it is now. And there was just a few incidents here and there, and I would think Spider was behind most of them.
Yeah, Curtis the clout chaser.
If you got 40 Glock, he was connected to a lot of that stuff too. But then 2010 to 2019, it was a nice period of just people building up their catalog, as I would say it. But man, since 2020 to the present, it's all downhill. It's all downhill.
Hmm.
And I don't know how we're gonna get a resurgence, but definitely some people have to be put out the picture in order to get there.
Hmm.
And maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. I don't know, but I'm gonna still do what I do and try to stay out of all that conflict. But I wanted to mention we talked about the Perkins Operations last episode with our girl Tam.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Tam's. And I learned something about the Perkins Operation in recent days that I never knew. When it went to the U.S. Supreme Court, because this was a big deal because a guy named Perkins basically confessed to undercover cop in a jailhouse setting. He didn't know, so he challenged it. Actually, he won it at the city level. He won it on the state level, but when it got to the U.S. Supreme Court is when he lost. And they have nine judges, Supreme Court justices, and when it went for a vote, it went against Mr. Perkins 8-1, and the only Supreme Court justice that was against it was a judge named Thurgood Marshall, the only black Supreme Court justice. And I mentioned him a couple weeks ago when on that quote, "Do the right thing and wait for the law to catch up," because sometimes the law is wrong. But Thurgood Marshall was on the side of Mr. Perkins when he was challenging that, and the other the other 8 were in favor of the police. And I was surprised because that also includes Sandra Day O'Connor. She's resting now. She voted against Mr. Perkins. Of course, there's another judge named Antonin Scalia. That dude is extremely conservative. He's resting. He's resting right now. I believe everyone on that. This went to the Supreme Court in 1990, and I believe all of those justices are resting right now. But yeah, Thurgood Marshall, he was the only one that says, "Oh hell nah, I'm not with that." Because the whole debate was about deception. Is it okay for a cop to use deception to circumvent your constitutional rights? That was the whole argument. And they basically said it is okay because the individual that is being used against, he doesn't feel like he's in a custodial situation. He's in a jail cell. He's not in a police station. He's not in an interrogation room. Therefore, those rights don't apply. He's in a jail cell and he's thinking he's talking to another inmate. So that was the whole debate. And 1990, and here we are in 2026, and we're dealing with Perkins Operations.
So you say you got some new information on it?
Well, I didn't know that Thurgood Marshall was even one of the ones that was listening to that argument.
Oh, okay.
And the only black justice, of course, he's not on the conservative side. He's on the liberal side. He was against it.
Hmm.
Of course, we have another black justice who's on the Supreme Court now. He's conservative. That would be what's his name? Help me out. What's the black Supreme Court justice that's on the Supreme Court? Very conservative. Clarence Thomas. Gosh, how can you forget Clarence Thomas? Of course, he's on the conservative side. He would have definitely voted against Mr. Perkins in that case if he was on that court.
Hmm.
So not all black judges are going to be on your side, bro. I'm sure you already know that.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah, not all black judges are on our side. But I felt like the only person that was right in that situation was Thurgood Marshall.
Hmm.
I read a bunch of I read like about an hour of that whole debate, and I was like, damn, is Thurgood Marshall the only smart dude on this panel regarding the Perkins? But hey, it is what it is. And what's interesting about that argument they had in 1990 is Thurgood Marshall brought up, well, what if these undercover agents use coercive tactics? Is now that fair? And that's what the situation we talked about last week was. The defendant actually argued his case successfully because his Perkins agents used coercive tactics.
Fear.
Yeah. So that is clearly against your rights.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's all I had to say about the
Shout out Thurgood.
Thurgood Marshall. Do the right thing and wait for the law to catch up. All right, man. So we talked about the Compton double homicide in the Wilmington Arms in Park Village Hood a couple of weeks ago, and they caught somebody, bro.
I figured they would.
Yeah, there was too many cameras going. There was too many people there not to talk. You know, someone in that crowd. I don't know. I don't even know anything about how they arrested him. But let me see here. Let me read. Okay, so the district attorney filed charges against a man that you wouldn't even believe his age. You wouldn't believe his age of the guy they're charging.
You tell me.
54.
Hmm.
54 years old, I believe. Man charged with the murder of nursing student in deadly shooting at Compton 4th of July celebration. Now, it doesn't say he was charged with the other homicide, so I don't know how that's going to go. But this article says 54-year-old man has been charged with opening fire at a 4th of July block party in Compton, killing 19-year-old nursing student and severely injuring two teenagers as they celebrated the holiday with friends and family. On a day of community celebration and joy, Mia Bordenave Jenkins' vibrant young life was suddenly and horrifically taken. Two others were injured, and a community was ripped apart because of a senseless gun violence. We will do everything in our power to seek justice for the victims and keep violent offenders off the streets. The victims' families and surviving victims' offices, Bureau of Victim Services is here to offer trauma-informed support as the case moves through the criminal justice system. Antoine Jones, DOB of July 1972, aka Twinall of Compton, was charged with one felony count of first-degree murder, two felony counts of attempted murder, and one felony count of possession of a firearm by a felon. It is further alleged that Jones personally and intentionally discharged a handgun in the commission of the murder and attempted murders. So he's charged with the nurse, Munchie, but he's not charged with the intervention worker.
That's confusing. They don't even mention the intervention worker at all. And then I was under the impression that it was a Hispanic man, but that name sound black, right?
It definitely does. Antoine Jones. Twinall. They didn't say what set he's from, but they're...
They ain't got no booking photo.
I got a clip here on an update to that case where arrests were made. We're going to go with play clip 2.
Sheriff Robert Luna provided updates on several shootings over the 4th of July weekend. 3 separate shootings left 3 people dead in the city of Compton the evening of July 4th. Several others were injured. 19-year-old Mia Bordenave Jenkins and 37-year-old Eric Washington were killed in separate shootings at the same large gathering that was on the 700 block of West Laurel. A suspect, 50-year-old Antoine Jones, had been arrested and charged with the murder of Jenkins and the attempted murder of 2 others. The killer of Eric Washington remains on the loose. There was also a third deadly shooting just after midnight. 30-year-old Thaddeus Clark was killed on Grandie Avenue. A second man was injured. Investigators do not believe the shootings were connected. Sheriff Luna is asking anyone with information to come forward.
The community is an invaluable partner in solving crimes. You are our eyes and ears, and we need you to please, for the family's sake, and doing the right thing, step up to the plate. Let us know what you know.
Sheriff Luna also announced 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with a shooting in East LA on July 5th. It happened as crowds crossed the intersection near Whittier and Leonard Avenue during a World Cup match. 4 people were hit by gunfire, including 2 men, 1 woman, and a boy. None of the injuries were life-threatening. The alleged shooter, a known 15-year-old gang member, was arrested, and 2 female suspects, ages 21 and 38, have been arrested in the Lancaster and Palmdale areas for their alleged roles in luring the primary victim to the location and assisting the shooting suspect in evading arrest. They are all facing 4 counts of attempted murder.
All right, that's good. Okay, so Laurel Street is the Park Village shooting.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about the shooting that happened on Grandie when we originally talked about the July 4th murders, but that was another unrelated homicide that happened on July 4th.
Right.
So here's my guess. At Park Village, it must have been a back and forth shooting between 2 people. Because remember they said it was 2 shooters? We thought it was 2 shooters together. But apparently it's 2 shooters in opposition. And perhaps the nurse, Mia, and the intervention worker were on opposite sides, taking strays. Because they clearly weren't targeted.
What you mean opposite sides? The opposite side of what shooter are you talking about?
Of the 2 shooters. Because this is a big gathering.
Yeah, right. They got caught in the... Yeah, I don't know. You won't know until they say how many... what type of shell cases was picked up. You know what I mean?
But I do recall that them saying that there were 2 shooters, or they found 2 different bullet casings, which can mean 1 shooter with 2 guns, but in most instances it's 2 different shooters. So I guess, hey, they got evidence to say that this guy's, his shooting caused the death of Mia Bordenave. And they know that the other victim was shot by whoever else was there. And hey, we talked about bails off camera earlier before we started. This guy's bail is humongous, Munch.
What's that?
$5 million.
I just think they left something out in their reporting. I think he being charged with both of the unalivings. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah, I think because what you read, they said 54 years old, and then this news report said 50-year-old. You know what I mean? So I think it was just some misreporting.
Okay, well, it says here in this press release that at 11:20 p.m., Antoine Jones, a.k.a. Twinall, allegedly shot and killed Mia Bordenave Jenkins and seriously injured 2 teenagers, 15 and 18, at the celebration at the apartments on Laurel Street in Compton. Bordenave died at the scene. So there's no mention of him being involved in the homicide of the other victim.
Yeah, but when was this reported, though? Because maybe he didn't die on the scene. You know what I mean?
Well, this is the most recent update. And he's already charged. He's charged and booked, and he's already in the L.A. County Jail, facing 1 homicide and 2 attempts.
Okay, so you saying it was some fire on both sides going at each other, and maybe the other party hit the intervention worker?
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think, because I don't think this guy's getting charged for the intervention worker. So
it don't make no sense, because if they didn't get the other suspect, he'd still get charged with that. You know what I mean?
What you mean?
Because they say he caused the whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he they would have charged him with the 2 attempts and the 2 unalivings. You know what I'm saying? If they hadn't found the other person for sure.
And I'm guessing that the 2 teenagers, the 2 attempts, were 2 people that were standing probably with the nurse, Mia.
Right.
So they're in one group. They're one group of victims, and I guess the intervention guy is in another group of victims in separate areas of this quote unquote celebration.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. We got to get another update because I don't know. It might be some misreporting going on.
So you think that this one guy did everything?
I mean, I just heard that somebody pulled up and they opened up fire. I never heard a report of any shootout.
Yeah. Well,
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we just have to wait for like the update. You know what I mean?
yeah, I was trying to see if there's any other information on this right now, because, yeah, I'm a little curious. Here it says Antoine Jones, 54 years old. They got his birthday here, 1972, so the news is obviously wrong. I mean, they didn't give an age. They just said in his 50s.
No, somebody said 50. I
50,
think he
okay.
said 50.
Well, he's 54 and responsible for the 19-year-old woman at the block party. And the interventionist, his name is Eric Washington. I don't mean no disrespect by not naming him, but it's a lot of people involved, and it's hard to remember everybody's name. But let's see here. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna gave an update on the several shootings on 4th of July. Here, this article says police arrested Antoine Jones, a 50-year-old man.
See?
Yeah, who they believe is responsible for the 19-year-old woman and the attempted murder of 2 others. No information about Eric Washington, the other victim, who was killed at the Park Village or Wilmington Arms.
Honestly, I only heard of 1 attempt and 2 unalivings. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You said this recent though, because I was saying maybe this was reported before he was pronounced unalive. You know what I'm saying? And it was reported as 1 unaliving and 2 attempts, but I don't know. We got to let it unfold, I guess.
It says here the 2 other women suffered gunshot wounds.
Oh, 2 other women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of the apartment complex.
So outside the gate.
Yeah.
I think it was the entrance of the gate, because if you turn into the Wilmington Arms off of Wilmington Avenue, if you're going south, you're going to make a left, and then on the right-hand side, it's the opening of the gate. You know what I mean? So I think it's like the entrance of it.
Okay, look, this article continues to say that the sheriff are seeking the public's help in identifying those responsible for the murder of Eric Washington, 37 years old, beloved community activist, and former government staffer. So they have
Hold on, Eric was only 37?
Yeah.
The way they talk about him, I thought he was way older.
He looks 30. They got a picture here of him.
Yeah,
I think that beard makes him look a little older too, if people think he's older. But nah, he's got young skin.
Okay, he around my age.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they clearly figured out who did what in this situation in terms of Mr. Antoine Jones. And they know that someone else is responsible for the homicide of Eric Washington, the community activist. So, hey, there's so many people out there, man. I won't be surprised if this guy is in cuffs in the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, who knows if Mr. Antoine Jones, the 54-year-old guy, is even explaining himself. Look, I was defending myself. Yeah, right. If I'm a 54-year-old man, I ain't out there trying to do no gangster shit. And this guy got into it with me, and I had to do that, and that's what happened. Who knows? It's gonna come out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, they got a photo here of inside or at the crime scene of where this happened. There's so many people there.
Yeah, it's 4th of July. Everybody gonna be outside.
Yeah. So that means that there's a lot of witnesses. So this situation actually happened in the front of Wilmington Arms? Or
entrance at
the entrance? But on what side of the entrance?
It's only one entrance if you're going inside
Yeah, it's on Laurel.
If you're coming in from Laurel, I guess that's the front end.
But they have pictures of someone on a stretcher that they're on Laurel. Rather, you would think the paramedics would go inside of.
No, it seemed like all the fire erupted right in the entrance of it.
Yeah.
So like the entrance is off Laurel. You gotta be on Laurel to turn inside the buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there's also a GoFundMe here for the victims
Hmm.
for the for Mr. Washington. And let's see, they even have the name of one of the that's the victim over there at the Grandee situation, which we didn't really get into, but yeah, it was going up on July 4th, man, especially in Compton for sure.
Yeah, I was in Compton also.
And you was over there.
Yeah, I was over there towards Kendrick area more so.
Okay. Well, that's an update on the July 4th Compton shooting in Wilmington Arms.
Yeah, man, I send mine to all parties involved, their family, and send my condolences.
All right, man. You brought this to my attention, Munchie. 36-year-old mom comes home about 1 something in the morning, sees a man under the bed
Hiding.
that was invited into the home by the 13-year-old daughter.
Right.
The man was 20 years old, and what did she do?
She did what I felt wasn't wrong, but he ended up unalive. You know, she warned him to stay out of her house. If she saw him again in her house, that she was gonna put a bullet in his head. And she came home and he was hiding in under the bed. Although the 13-year-old daughter invited him in, and she did what she promised. You know.
So that's why she's getting hit with the first degree.
Yeah, because she already said what she was going to do. And first degree to the viewers, it's premeditated. It's, you already thought this out. You know what I mean? But my thing is, as a parent, I don't think she wrong.
Not at all, man. You gotta know. Hey, I had a mother when I was a teenager say, "Stay away from my daughter," and what did I do?
Stayed away.
I stayed away. I stayed far away from her because if your mama don't want you hanging out with me, it's a wrap. I loved getting to know parents when I was a teenager, of all the friends that I knew. And if a parent didn't like me, I stayed away. And I would tell my dad, hey, such and such parent, she don't like me. My dad would also say, yeah, stay away from over there.
Hey, it's crazy because I mean, if we the same age, this is clearly different. 13, 20-year-old, clearly different. But if we the same age, I probably wouldn't have respected the parent wishes. I would have still been dealing with the girl probably. I ain't gonna lie.
I think as a teenager in middle school or high school, you got to respect the parent. But once you 18, 19, 20, it's y'all decision. The girl clearly was interested in this guy, and this guy, he's all bad for being interested in a 13-year-old,
Hey, no, real quick,
at
cause
the age of 20.
my first love, my ex-girlfriend, she was she was writing me in jail, and I was writing her back. You know what I'm saying? Putting money on her, running the phone bill up, whatever. So I get a letter, and then like the top was cut off, like because the police, they used a razor to open up the letters, but it was the address. But I noticed the penmanship was different. Like I opened it up, it was the girl mom write me a letter, and she basically said, I want my daughter to mess with somebody, not the likes of you. You know what I mean? You're in jail, X, Y, and Z. But I got a way with words, and I always have, and I can write with great penmanship and all that. You know what I do? Because I know this is a God-fearing woman. I go to the Bible, and the Bible's in jail, the little brown Bibles, the little index, in fear, forgiving, you feeling lost. So I got, you know what I'm saying, judging. So I went to, boom, judging. Then I go to a scripture about judging. Boom, I put my spill down. You know what I'm saying? Tell her, ma'am, I understand X, Y, and Z. I just made some mistakes. Then I, boom, threw the little scripture about judging people in there. Boom. She wrote me a letter back. You seem to be a good guy. You feel me? Oh, put the sauce down. Like,
You used God.
Yeah, but why not?
Yeah.
Because it's his words. And then if you supposed to be a woman of God, bro, why not use what you believe? What you supposed to be going by, I mean, you know what I mean? But yeah, that ended up being my long time girlfriend for years and years and years until like, you know,
Moms didn't like you.
no, like nah. She wanted somebody, in her words, not the likes of you. Because you know who won't Alex Alonso from so and so county jail writing their daughter. You know what I mean? Like, who is this Alex Alonso dude, and why is it? You know what I mean?
Hey, one time my daughter was seeing somebody, and I remember she was gonna take her cap and gown. She graduated from high school, and she had to turn her cap and gown in. And I was calling her, and she wasn't answering me. And I had her location at the time. I'm like, dang, it was an unusual place. I didn't know this location. So what did I do?
Pull up like Huggies.
I mounted up and pulled up. I went to that front door. I had a baseball bat in my hand because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to take a firearm, but I said, let me take a bat. I had a bat in my hand and just banging on the door. I'm walking, and then I'm doing circles around the house. And it took like 10 minutes before somebody answered the door, and I made a scene. I probably made the worst scene that my daughter ever seen me do. I'm sure she was embarrassed.
Then what happened?
I just started going off. It was a mother and a father and the son. The son was interested in my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the parents, I said, don't you know my son is a minor? They just graduated. The son was 18. My daughter was 17 still.
Right.
So I was like, my daughter's a minor. And I was going off, and I said, I don't remember everything I said, man. I just went off.
So you embarrassed your daughter?
Yeah, I did. I did.
How was that ride home?
Oh, it was so quiet. It was quiet on her part. I said a few things, and then I left it alone. But yeah, man, I could understand a parent being concerned about their kid. I could understand that mom, 35, 36-year-old mom, telling a 20-year-old man, stay away from my 13-year-old daughter.
Right.
Gotta agree with that 100%.
Right, man. I'm a girl. I got two daughters. I don't have no sons, bro. And like, it's a double standard because you know, you root your son on like, yeah, you know, he getting women, but then when you got a daughter, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the part that's gonna be difficult is when the consequence for not listening to the mother should never be murder, though.
Man, bro.
It should not be murder.
Hey, bro, you entered this woman's house and she's not home.
No, he got invited. He
I
got
don't care,
invited
bro.
into the house.
She's a kid and you's an adult.
Yeah.
And this adult asked you not to enter her home again. And after she asked you not to do it, you did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying the punishment should not be death. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you could have you potentially, I don't know if you entered her daughter or not, bro.
Yeah, we don't know all those details, but I'm kind of assuming that there might have been a little bit of that going on.
Of course, if it's 1:00 in the morning and you hiding under the bed and you doubling back after I asked you not to, like, so basically you sneaking in the house because she can't go out. You know what I mean?
And you didn't know. I wonder if the mom was scheduled to come home or she just popped up. But all right, I got an article here on this situation. Mom shooting man under daughter's bed wasn't premeditated, according to this attorney. Wasn't.
It can't be premeditated if she just popped up. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know how certain laws are. You know, California doesn't require much thought to be considered premeditated. Okay, so it says here that a Memphis woman charged with murder and shooting the man she found hiding under her 13-year-old daughter's bed acted out of raw emotion, not premeditation, her defense attorney says. Of course, this is coming from the defense attorney. So let me just put that out there. Kendra Scott, 36, appeared in court where a judge set her bond at $100,000. She been charged with first-degree murder and employing a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony in the death of 20-year-old Rodarius Morton. Police say Scott came home around 1:40 a.m. Scott is the mother, and found Morton hiding under the daughter's bed. Officers later found Morton dead in the front yard from a gunshot wound to the back of the head. Scott's attorney, Blake Ballin, said that this case hinges on what happened in the moments before the shooting, not on whether Scott had a reason to be afraid. The real question is this first-degree premeditated murder? I think the answer is obviously not.
No.
I agree. It's not first-degree murder.
Because if she came home at 1 in the morning and he made it all the way to the front yard, she had to go get it. She didn't have it on her. You know what I mean?
Maybe. We don't know if she had it on her.
He made it all the way to the front yard.
Maybe he. Well, if she shot him in the head,
Back of it.
then I'm thinking she dragged his body out of there. He would have died.
No.
It's a good chance he would have died.
I think she seen him, went off, went to her room, got her shit, caught him in the front yard and did it to him.
Okay. I was thinking she shot him while he was under the bed.
No, I caught him under the bed.
And then he got out from underneath there. Okay, you know what? Let's play a news clip on this story. We're gonna go with the original story, clip number 3. Let's go with clip number 3.
A local mother is charged with shooting and killing a man who was found hiding under her child's bed early yesterday morning. WREG's Caitlin Barker is live in the neighborhood where the shooting took place with the latest on what happened. Caitlin?
Good afternoon, Stephanie. This shooting took place here at around 1:40 a.m. and it happened at this home right across from me on Travis Road. Now, this all happened after a mother found a man in her house. She says he was hiding under a child's bed. When police arrived, they found the man dead near the front porch. Now, the woman, 36-year-old Kendra Scott, now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. The man who was shot has now been identified as Redarius Morton. According to police, Morton was invited by a child to the home and came in through the back door at 1 a.m. The arrest affidavit says when Kendra Scott came home, she was heard banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed. As Morton was leaving the house, both Scott and Morton went out to the front porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head. Now, I spoke with one neighbor who says he feels bad for everyone involved.
For the child, since her mama going to jail, the boy family, since he was walking away, and I guess I feel bad for the mama. She should have thought more.
Now, I spoke to multiple neighbors who say that in this case, nobody wins. Now, we're actively working to confirm the age of the man that was involved and the juvenile, and we'll have more on that at 10 p.m. tonight.
What do you mean? I guess I feel bad for the mom.
And
man, bro. Hey, he don't have no daughters, bro.
Hey, it's hard to understand the Tennessee accent, boy.
Man, that news reporter, that lady sound very attractive.
Oh, okay.
No, for real. She sound very bad, and she's black, right?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at the clip.
Man, look, bro. What you mean you guess, bro? You gotta, bro. This girl is very. She's a 13-year-old, bro. She's naive. Like, see, and that's. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. What you mean? I look. The woman bail. I don't know what the percentages is out there in Memphis, but I hope she able to make bail. I hope her and her daughter get right, because I know they probably not seeing eye to eye right now. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, so the daughter better be on her mom's side, because that's all she got.
Man, that we don't know though, bro, because these females, how women is, you know how they hard work. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure all her family is telling her that the 13-year-old that your mom is facing some serious time, and this is all your fault. This is all your fault. They probably playing the blame game with that 13-year-old.
Yeah,
girl.
because you was told not to have this man in your house before.
Yeah,
and evidently he came back again. He's hiding under a bed. For a grown man to be hiding under a bed, bro.
but you know this is common for a teenage girl to do.
It's, man, for a teenager and a teenager. I done got caught in the closet before.
Yeah,
I done got caught and got put out at 2:30 in the morning.
but
I was a teenager and she was a teenager.
okay, but here's something else that may not be reported that often is that the 20-year-old boy, the 20-year-old young man,
Yeah, that's a man, ain't a boy.
was special needs. He was special needs. It says here that local affiliate WREG spoke to former teacher of Morton, who said she wished it was handled differently because Morton had learning disabilities. So even though he was 20, some 20-year-olds that have special needs don't act 20. It says here he was special needs and I was his special needs teacher from Robin Perkins. So yeah, man, I have to say that.
Okay. I look at that a little different because my mom, she been working with special needs all my life. Okay, so I kind of understand. I look at that differently now. All right, man.
The news wants to deliver the story in a salacious manner, and then throwing this in kind of makes people rethink it.
Like I did.
Yeah, it says here, unbelievable, very, very hurt because the young man that I knew, this is the teacher, this is the special needs teacher talking, the young man that I knew, most people, based off of this story, they don't know the young man like I did. Miss Robin Perkins says, I do not condone his actions of going and mingling with a 13-year-old. However, when you're not 20, what do you expect? What does that mean? However, when you're not 20, what do you expect? I don't know if that's a typo, but
maybe that's talking about the daughter inviting him
Oh,
in,
yeah.
or talking about where his mind's really at, because he probably 15 in the brain.
Yeah, we don't know what level of
maturity.
Yeah, we don't know, but that's going to be a huge thing. They're going to make the mom really feel. They're going to make her look real bad in court.
She
shot and killed
She had no way to know that man had special needs.
But you just said that they had a previous encounter, right?
So literally having a special needs don't mean you look slow by the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But sometimes you talk a certain kind of way. You have a level. Your reading level and your vocabulary is a certain level.
All right, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but they didn't say it right here, and I interviewed them, and that person is special needs, and you wouldn't know. I'm not gonna say the person's name.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a clip, an update clip. The first clip we played, they didn't give us the age of the daughter. Now we know it's 13. They didn't give us the age of the victim. He's 20. So we got an updated clip. This was clip number 4. This is where they talk about her getting bond. Initially, when she was arrested without bail, but now she's got bail. Let's play that clip.
A judge set a bond for the mother accused of shooting and killing a man she found hiding under her child's bed. 36-year-old Kendra Scott was scheduled to appear in court for a bond hearing today. Her lawyer told ABC 24 that after talking with prosecutors, both sides were able to agree on a $100,000 bond. According to the police report, Scott told officers when she got home around 1:30 Thursday morning, she saw a man under her child's bed. The child told police she invited the man into the home. As he was leaving, Scott shot him. Scott's attorney told us he believes prosecutors will have a hard time proving Scott planned the shooting ahead of time, given the circumstances.
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic.
Scott's attorney says there is doorbell security video of the incident. He says that along with the autopsy, that will shed more light on this case. Scott is expected in court Friday.
Okay. Here's where I think that the premeditation might be on the side of the prosecution, is because she didn't wait till shoot him until he was outside the house on the porch. Now, if she would have shot him in the room or under the bed, like immediately, then there's no way you could ever even introduce premeditation. But the way California has it, and I'm sure most states do it now, if you just took a little bit of thought, like you went and got the gun, you waited for this guy to walk outside the house, and then you shot him in the back of the head, in most states, that's enough for premeditation, even though I don't agree with that.
Yeah, we'll need more specifics, because you don't know if she seen the man, went to go get the thing and met him at the door and did what she did, because, you know what I mean? And then you got a little time. You might be in that manic state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards that is not premeditated at all. You just randomly, and you banging at the door, at your own door at 1 something in the morning, talking about who's in my house. Nah, that's not premeditated.
Well, also it depends. Although the state never puts a time to it, like how many minutes have to pass, but it always comes up. Like in Eric Holder's situation, what made it almost impossible for him to win that situation on a on a manslaughter was that 9 minutes had passed since the disrespect. You know, how many minutes passed since when she saw him laying under the bed to when they got to the front porch? If that's 15 minutes later,
Nah,
it's
of
a wrap.
course. Yeah, it ain't gonna be
Yeah,
15.
but if it's like less than 5, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be less than 5 for sure.
Yeah, if it's like 3 or 4 minutes, then she's got a good defense. But would you agree that if it's 10 minutes later, after they're arguing or whatever, and then she domes him at 10 minutes after, then that's a harder case to
Yeah,
defend.
because then if it's like 10 minutes and there had to be some arguing or back and forth, and I doubt that.
Yeah. Well, we won't find out until this case goes through the system. But hey, they got camera evidence. That ring camera. Hey, that ring camera might help her, or that ring camera might bury her.
I think it's gonna help her, man. And good luck to Kendra Scott, because I'm a father also.
Yeah, but like I said, the punishment for that should never be death. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh well, he was 20 years old, so he's a.
All right, let me ask you a question. Because you looked at your daughter's location, got angry, grabbed your keys, your weapon of choice, got in a vehicle and drove, I don't know how far. You pulled up to this house, you banged on the door and walked in circles. Now, had you used the bat, that would have been premeditated. Right?
It depends because I don't.
Hell no. Because look,
The bat was for my defense. I didn't know what was gonna be in that house.
so you thought about it. You thought about potential danger, so you got the bat.
Yeah,
So that would be premeditated.
for wanting to defend myself.
Yeah, she probably wanted to defend her and her daughter. Don't you think? She don't know why this dude under the bed with his freaky ass. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I probably would have got charged if I would have hit somebody over the head with that bat.
Yes, you for sure. You would have been in way more trouble than her.
Nah, because I wouldn't have killed no one.
With a bat?
I probably just would have hit it once or twice if I felt my life was in.
Somebody likely to get hit with that bat, hit their head on the way down on something else and be out of here.
Well, then that's definitely not premeditated murder. Because if I swing my bat to defend myself, I'm not trying to kill you.
But you drove over there in an intent to hurt somebody.
I went over there to find out. Here's another thing.
With a weapon.
Check this out though. When I'm looking at the location, the little location is moving around on my phone. So I'm like, am I at the right spot? You know how sometimes it's not exact.
Mm-hmm.
And then it moved over to there was the 405 freeway was real close, and it moved over to where the 405 freeway was. And I was like, wait up, is my daughter underneath this 405? Did somebody kill my daughter and dump her body under the 405 freeway? So I walked to the 405 freeway, and then the dot moves back to the house, and I'm like, oh, wait up. No, and this was a few years ago. I think the GPS is more accurate now, but the dot for her location was bouncing around from the freeway to this house, and I actually got nervous. There was a few moments I was scared for my daughter's life. I'm like, cause she's not answering her phone. I'm like, damn. So I was going through all kind of emotions. First, I'm mad she's not answering. Then I'm thinking something happened to her, and then I'm knocking on this door, and finally someone answers. So I went through like, a roller coaster of emotions.
See, what you just explained, you wouldn't get a chance to explain that to you had your day in court. So you'll be sitting in jail and we'd be like, free Alex Alonso.
Yeah, but I definitely wasn't going there to kill anybody though. That was not my intention at all. I was just there to defend myself.
Your intention was going there to harm somebody, right?
No, it was to defend myself if needed. Hey, nobody got hurt. I didn't even swing the bat at anyone. Just a lot of words were exchanged. A lot of yelling.
One sided yelling.
Well, you know what? The mom was talking some shit though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the mom did talk a little bit of shit, and then we left.
So how do you feel now?
Oh, I feel like I did the right thing as a father.
Is that right?
100%. You got to pull up on your daughter.
Okay.
You have to. And I only had to do that once.
Okay.
It happened once, and
I know it should only take once.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but see, now, man, free Kendra Scott if she's not free at this time, and yeah, get a GoFundMe going for her if she ain't got it, man.
Oh, I'm sure the community is gonna pull up with that 100 racks.
No, because the neighbor talking about, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. You gotta have some empathy for the parent too, man. You don't come home to somebody hide under your daughter's bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, man.
Hey, but if that boy is special needs,
I believe he is, if the teacher said it.
and there's gonna be a whole rally behind giving special needs people certain type of attention and giving them a little bit of patience and leniency.
It's a good chance. It's a good chance that woman didn't know that. It's a good 90% chance that woman didn't know that. She probably just thought the boy was a little off, like a lot of people walking around here looking off on drugs. Okay, but hold on. The thing is, when it's levels of special needs. You got severely handicapped,
Yeah.
and then you got it's levels to it. If this man out at 1 something in the morning, and I doubt he's the wrist to the chest special.
You saying that he's got a level of independence,
Right?
If he's out at 1 a.m.,
Right.
he probably doesn't have a severe case.
He probably got a vehicle.
But nevertheless, the special needs community, you could hear how this teacher's talking. This is just a soundbite from her. Imagine if you sat Mrs. Robin Perkins down in an interview. She's gonna be repping hard for special needs.
No, yeah. But I don't think she felt the woman is wrong. She just felt she could have handled it a little different based on what she know.
Yeah.
Because, man, you can't visibly tell these people what's special a lot of times.
All right, man. Well, we'll be on top of that situation as it develops.
Yeah, we gonna follow this.
Now, do you remember we talked about this cryptocurrency scammer that had a couple of sheriff's deputies on the take?
Oh yeah, he was doing some gangster type of
yeah, extortion, all kind of stuff. Used it,
having them pull over dudes and
yeah. I need you to pull this dude over and arrest him, and I'm gonna have a girl with him that's gonna have drugs, and you'll be able to charge him.
Right.
Okay, so that deputy, of course, he got in trouble and it all got exposed. Man, he was only sentenced to 18 months in prison, bro.
You know, man, that same old song. What you talking about? We used to the process.
Hey, man, imagine if we did something like that.
We'll get sent up the river.
Man, we get 5 years minimum.
Right.
This deputy got 18 months in prison, and I got a clip. This is clip number 5. Let's play that clip.
A former Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy was sentenced July 13, 2026, to 18 months in federal prison for lying to federal investigators. The case centered on a self-styled crypto mogul, now jailed, who allegedly threatened and extorted $25,000 from a party planner at his Bel Air mansion. The deputy, who was present during that confrontation, told investigators he never witnessed any threats. Prosecutors proved otherwise. A sworn law enforcement officer chose to shield a wealthy suspect over telling the truth, and paid for it with his badge and his freedom.
So this was a Los Angeles County Sheriff Deputy, what was his name? Let me get this right. David Anthony Rodriguez, 45 years old. He will only be doing 18 months in prison, but he's going to be stripped of his law enforcement duties. I don't think he'll be one of those cops that can never be a cop again. So that's all right, I guess. But it says here one of his clients, remember this name, Munchie? Adam Izza. That was the dude that was just out of control.
Yeah, calling plays.
25 years old, resided in Beverly Hills, Newport Beach, was a self-styled cryptocurrency businessman who had been in federal custody since September 2024. Izza had already pleaded guilty to federal criminal charges, conspiracy against rights, wire fraud, tax evasion, conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery. And actually, he's still awaiting sentencing, which is incredible. But he had this deputy on the take. He had him in his pocket, man. That's crazy. In 2024, when this was all going down, to have a deputy on the take.
Hey, could somebody please on the internet do a deep dive piece of content, long form, so it could be real extensive, or a documentary on the dispositions of the outcomes of a regular defendant and then law enforcement when they go to trial. And do compare and contrast. We got a lot of different examples we could use. You know what I mean? And the law enforcement, they don't the letter of the law don't get served their way.
Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
It shouldn't be sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it's supposed to be one way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when somebody's life get taken.
Well, this deputy, I'm sure, is sitting in his prison cell regretting everything he did, because he just lost his career. He just threw his life away. He loses his pension. You know, he loses your career. You're gonna have to go back to some regular job now, and I'm sure he regrets it. I seen this cop getting sentenced for something. I forgot what it was, but the cop was in the court telling the judge, "Look, I haven't been able to get a job." Like, just trying to give a sob story to the court after he was found guilty of whatever corruption he was doing. I was like, wow, this cop is really trying to win sympathy over by the court.
Hold on, win sympathy and win what? Like his
To get a
job
better
back or
to get a better sentence, to get a lesser sentence,
Oh,
and also to get lesser restitution too, because he was making a big deal. Like, I lost my career. I'm working as a security guard, and I'm not able to do this and that. I'm sitting there saying to myself, man, nobody cares about that.
right,
We don't care about that.
right,
You was a sworn officer and you broke the law.
right.
You're supposed to be held to a higher standard. And this cop here that Adam Issa had in his pocket, he should be ashamed of himself. His family should be disappointed in this guy. But yeah, man, and finally a sentence for the deputy, 18 months. Although I think he should have got a little more, because, hey, he pulled the dude over and put a case on somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, 18 months ain't long enough. How long did that dude get that he put the case on? You know what I mean?
Well, that guy was completely innocent. Remember, the girl set him up.
Yeah. But how long did he get?
I think eventually he got out. You know, it was all the.
How long did it take for them to figure out that he was set up? You know what I'm saying? He might have to sit down.
That I don't know.
See? Nah.
But I do think this story right here is worthy of like a little mini documentary. Because there's a lot of interesting shit that went on in this. You know, cryptocurrency. Most cryptocurrencies are scams. Yeah, very, very few cryptocurrency is legit. Bitcoin is legit. You know, XRP is legit. You know, but most cryptocurrencies are just, as they call them, rug pulls. Get a whole bunch of people to invest in them, and then you take all the money out of it, and you run off with the money.
And they getting these influencers and these rappers to promote it, and now they getting in trouble for promoting it like they're part of the scam.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I mean, when you're gonna be a spokesperson for something, you got to do your research on it. I think Shaquille O'Neal got in trouble for being a spokesperson for, I'm not sure if it was a crypto or something else.
I didn't hear about Shaquille O'Neal, but I think it was academics. I didn't heard about what's my DJ Envy.
Oh yeah, DJ Envy was hooked up with one of the like notorious scammers. And he can claim he didn't know. That's kind of crazy.
Nah, man, DJ Envy didn't know, man.
For this is your boy.
Yeah, but you know how many, man, you might be around some people fraudulent and you don't know they fraudulent.
Man, I could see these guys on Instagram. When I see those sponsored ads on Instagram and I watch it, I go in the comments and I'm like, this dude's a scammer, y'all. I already could tell. I mean, it's so obvious. This one guy was holding up a YouTube plaque that said a million subscribers. I went to the dude's channel. The dude had 30,000 subscribers, but he had a fake plaque saying, I got 1 million subscribers. Sign up to my YouTube class. I'm like, that's an obvious scam. He never got 1 million subscriber plaque.
Speaking of scammers, wait, man. Poetic Flacco.
Oh, your favorite scammer?
and I'm gonna just say alleged scammer, because I'm gonna say alleged scammer because I'm on StreetTV, but on my channel I'm gonna say, you know what I mean, just to be safe over here. But yeah, man.
But has he ever been accused of doing anything inappropriate where someone actually took it to the courts?
Yes, Sirski.
Okay, so that's a legitimate complaint then
It's been multiple complaints.
that people went to the courts on.
One for sure. And I'm just saying, just to be spot on, I believe it's multiple claims.
Yeah, I'm aware of like 2 or 3
Yeah,
claims that have been filed against him in the 2020s.
yeah. I'm just trying to be spot on because I'm on StreetTV and just not be putting a switch on the blick. But I know Katrina, was it Katrina something out of Louisiana? I forget her last name. Man, look, man, I'm gonna do a deep dive on this dude, man, because we can't have people like him running around tricking people out of their hard-earned money. It got to be stopped.
Must be stopped.
Must be stopped.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of these guys on the internet. There's a great channel that tracks all these scammers. One of them is called CoffeeZilla. If you check out CoffeeZilla, man, you are not going to be bored. He goes through all of the influencers on the internet and links them to scams and brings all the receipts. And sometimes he interviews them and calls them out. Well, this is a scam, bro. And then there's another one called Pocket Watchers. Forget his name. I think his name is JT or something. Pocket Watchers.
What about our girl Henny?
Oh yeah, she does a great job at breaking down these cases. Yeah.
Yeah.
That girl Henny.
That girl Henny, man.
Go tap in with that girl Henny. She's been all over. Oh man, I can't believe how much money that Blueface is in the hole for.
Woo! At least 20 million in the negatives.
That girl Henny broke that down, and I guess that's money that no one's ever gonna see that money.
I'm gonna have to react to all her content when she talking about things along the lines of that. Instead of blockbusters, called broke busters. And I'm gonna just react. Yeah.
So I mean, if there's a judgment against Blueface, they're gonna start taking his money, but I don't know how smart he is.
I didn't know if you ignored it, and then I didn't know it drew interest. You know what I mean? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning off that girl Henny.
But then you could file bankruptcy and try to get out of it if you're eligible for it. Like what's her name? Tasha K. She's trying to file bankruptcy and do all these things after the fact. And the judge is like, no, you can't do it now. You should have did this earlier. Now that we got all this stuff going on, you're liable to pay this.
I kind of feel bad for Tasha K.
Oh, man. Tasha K brought it all on herself, man.
Maybe so, but I feel bad for her.
Man, she used to talk big mess and big lies.
Yeah.
Big lies. And now she's kind of toned it down a little bit. But even after remember we covered the agreement, she was going to pay 20-something thousand a month.
To Cardi.
To Cardi B.
Right.
And she was going to stop Cardi B from garnishing her wages, stop Cardi B from getting all her AdSense, and she agreed to that. And one of the stipulations was, you can't talk about me. You can't talk about me. What does Tasha K do? Cardi B's lawyer found 29 instances where she was talking about Cardi B after that agreement. And what she would do, Tasha K, was delete them. Post, delete. But they were tracking everything. So now she's in bigger trouble now. They forget about that agreement they had, 20-something thousand a month. They're going to start going for big money.
What's the point of if you go post and delete, though?
Because she didn't want to get caught.
But it's there already once you post it. Like, what was the point?
Well, she thought once she deleted it, the lawyers ain't going to see it. They're not going to be on top of this. No, they were watching everything.
Okay. Yeah, man. Cardi B got some elite legal beagles.
Oh, yeah. And I think, unfortunately, no one in our space has went that route yet. You know, to deal with the slander, the defamation.
Man, I guess I've been just running my mouth. I've been talking about that for the longest.
I know, but you got to get a lawyer. You got to, first you got to put all your evidence together.
Yeah. Stack all my evidence, man. You know what I mean? Put my ducks in line. I'm gonna be the first.
And then once you got all of that, send it to a couple lawyers and see who's willing to take the case. You know?
Right.
That's I think defamation cases are a little tricky. They're not all, They're not all cut and dry. You see what happened with Afro Man. They thought they had him dead bang.
Well, I got a couple. You know, I think just defamation my way. I just need a bold and a good civil lawyer. Yeah, bold though,
Fearless.
fearless. That's not scared. You know what I mean?
Aggressive.
All of the above.
But the last story we got on the docket, man, is I guess you could say Kern Valley State Prison over there in Delano, man, is probably the most violent, if not one of the most. I know Centinela's is close to it. Some might. I don't think Lancaster's pretty violent, but Lancaster don't got
Nah, they not on the list. It be Salinas Valley, High Desert. You know what I'm saying?
and Calipat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was another homicide happened at Kern Valley. The CDC are investigating the death of an incarcerated person that happened at 3 a.m. Staff was conducting a planned count, noticed an incarcerated person, Tyron Meeks, was unresponsive in his cell. Staff immediately issued an alarm and began providing medical aid. Meeks' cellmate, Robert Green, was removed from the cell and placed in restraints. Isn't that crazy? Like, I guess he allegedly choked him out, did something to him, and then just went to sleep, huh? And just let him lay there dead.
Right.
So it's 3 a.m, I guess. Officers activated 911. Staff continued life-saving measures as they transferred him to the prison's triage and treatment area. Pronounced him dead at 3:26 a.m. Green was medically evaluated and remains in restricted housing pending an investigation by the Kern Valley State Prison investigative team and Kern County District Attorney's Office. Meeks, 31, was recently received from L.A. County in 2017. He was sentenced to 8 years for first-degree robbery and a prior felony conviction of a serious offense. So Meeks is deceased.
He about to get out.
Yeah, he was definitely about to get out, serving 8 years. And then Green, 41, the alleged assailant, he was most recently received from L.A. County also in 2014, but he was sentenced to 31 years for voluntary manslaughter with enhancements of use of a firearm and street gang act in commission of a violent felony. So Green, 41, is from somewhere. Of course, they don't say it here. And let's see. Green also later received he received 4 additional years for manufacture of deadly weapon and in-prison offense by a second striker. So Green is active as a 41-year-old man, and it looks like he doesn't want to ever see the light of day.
Man, that name Robert Green sounds very familiar.
Well, we're going to find out more about him in the coming days and weeks, find out where he's from. But hey, they were cellies, and he allegedly killed his cellie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it goes in Kern Valley.
Sound very familiar, bro.
And,
The name Robert Green is ringing a bell for some reason.
well, it's a pretty common name. Green is common. Robert's common. If you did a search on Robert Green,
a million of them will pop up.
Man, I hate when I'm trying to search for somebody with a name like that.
Them Williams and them Greens be crazy.
Yeah, man. But Mr. Meeks, 31,
Rest in peace.
was about to come home. Boys and girls, even if you get a little light 8-year sentence, still lose a lot of your life.
Yeah, man. You enter the CDCR when you enter in the prison. They go how you sign for your for a body receipt. You know what I'm saying? You sign it for your body. Anything happen to you, so you could, you know what I'm saying, have your body get released to your family. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, if I was to go to prison and I got sent to a level 4, I'm doing everything I can do to get a level 3 override.
But you know them level 1s and 2s, it go up more because it's more structure on level 4s. You know what I mean? People ain't getting out of line and all that, but they not level 4 is more getting straight to the point with weaponry versus fisticuffs and fighting. Now 1s and 2s might be some riots and it's getting, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's all, man. you know what we say, subscribe to Street TV and not the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Robert Green, I just pulled him up on the CDCR. He's eligible for parole in 2040. Doesn't mean he would get out, but that's his first eligibility date, May of 2040. And with this new case, who knows? Maybe they might. They already added 4 years to his sentence with the knives he got caught with. So who knows if the county up there wants to prosecute him for what happened to Mr. Meeks. But if they do, ain't no telling how much time he's gonna have to do before he gets out. 2040 is what? How many years? That's 14 years from now. That ain't too bad, huh? 14 years from now.
Because he already had like 12 years in.
Yeah, 14 years from now, he'd be eligible. He'd be 55 years old when he's first eligible. And most likely wouldn't get out. And if they add this to it, he ain't getting out till he's in his 60s.
No, he probably won't get out at all because he got 2 strikes.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys, eventually, when they get old, they find a way to let you out.
Right.
Although there are a few people, I'm surprised that they never let Black Panther leader Chip Fitzgerald out. Chip Fitzgerald died in prison, man, at the age of like 70 something. I thought he would have got out. He went in like 1970 and died in like 20 something. And I guess if you're involved in the politics, like not regular gang politics, but prison politics,
Political prisoners.
Yeah,
they be they come at them a little different.
Yeah, they do treat you a little bit differently, man. If you're part of the BGF or the Black Panthers, and if you're tapped in with the Southsiders, Mexican Mafia, Nuestra Familia,
or just high ranking.
They don't want you to see the light of day.
Right.
All right, man. Another fire episode of Straight Politicking episode 100.
What? Hit a century for sure.
And what you got going on? You recently went back to No Jumper. Did you get a lot of backlash for that?
Oh yeah.
You knew it was coming, huh?
Yeah. But you can't let the internet make decisions for you.
Yeah.
Like when you become become a podcaster or whatever, they want to be in on the decisions you making for yourself. I don't care if it got to do with your kids. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is, man. But just keep subscribing to Morals Over Money TV. I appreciate it.
And make sure you guys tap in with StreetTV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to listen to the podcast, make sure you're tapped in at Spotify, Apple, or iHeart. And we got video clips on the StreetTV YouTube channel. We got a whole playlist of video clips. Thanks for watching episode 100. And we out.